Well, Apple is with me once again. You're being very helpful this week. Yes, you are. Good girl. And if you were watching the last video I released before this one, you will know that we had a bit of a disruption in our house with damaged floors. I'll give you an update on that at the end of this video, but I did put out a request for people to submit ideas for future videos, and fabulous, overwhelming. I will get to all of your suggestions within the next week or two, I would think. I would hope anyway. I'm going to address two of the questions that are relatively quick to answer, but I want to give a thorough answer. And I want to give thanks first to Madeline. Or maybe it's Madeline. I'm not sure. Either one would be nice. I had an Aunt Madeline, by the way. Anyway, Madeline or Madeline asked about calming her dogs during thunderstorms or fireworks displays. Everybody has that problem. I think especially with Cavaliers, because they're such a calm dog to begin with, and when they get a little disruption like that, they can become quite anxious. There's a couple of things to keep in mind. The first is training. And it's very important that you start this when they're very young. And we've already started this with Sherlock, who is just over 4 months right now. And that is that when a sound like thunder or fireworks or whatever, car backfiring, whenever that occurs, you have to remain absolutely oblivious to the whole thing. The worst thing you can do when you first hear thunder or fireworks or anything loud like that, and your dog starts to react, especially as a puppy, the worst thing is to say, "It's okay, don't worry, it'll be all right." What you're doing is actually rewarding that behavior, because the dogs love to have that attention and affection. So, as far as training is concerned, I think making sure that you don't show any fear is a very big step toward making sure that the dog doesn't show any fear. Now, having said that, dogs will probably exhibit some kind of discomfort during those loud noises. Madeline asked about a calming supplement that she bought. And interestingly, one of the ingredients in that calming formula, which is not, it's basically herbal, natural supplements, one of the ingredients is L-tryptophan. We have gotten a calming formula from our vet for Boo, because Boo, at her advanced age with heart disease that has progressed, has become restless and sometimes a bit anxious, and we wanted to get her calm. And so we got this supplement from our vet, and the first active ingredient listed is L-tryptophan. L-tryptophan is an essential amino acid, so it's perfectly natural. It actually acts inside the dog's body to produce serotonin, and serotonin has the effect of calming the dog and even making it a little bit drowsy maybe, but Boo doesn't get overly drowsy from that. So if you have to give a supplement, I wouldn't go to some drug, but an herbal supplement, preferably one with the L-tryptophan, would be a good idea. And by the way, L-tryptophan is found naturally in chicken and especially in turkey. So if you use a dog food that's based on chicken or especially turkey, that should also have the same calming effect. And the other topic that I wanted to take up came from Beverly. And Beverly wanted to know about male behavior around females. We're talking canine, of course, not human. And she wanted to know if the male dogs always spray around females. Well, the spraying or marking is a natural behavior, and you have to do a few things. One thing you have to do is to establish territory. You have to make sure that the dog, as a puppy, is trained to know that inside the house is going to be a no-no for relieving himself. So it's a matter of going back to basics, using crate training, and I have a very popular video about crate training, so if you haven't seen that, oh, by all means, that's a must. And you can actually institute crate training for an older puppy, or even an older dog if you have to. The whole basis behind crate training is to not allow the dog to make any mistakes. They stay in the crate, they rest there, you bring them outside when they wake up or when it's time to go out, and you reward their relieving themselves outside. If you happen to catch the dog about to mark or in the process of marking inside the house, you've got to scoop them up right away. You could even accompany the scooping up with a loud no. Bring him outside, let him continue and finish relieving himself outside, and then reward and praise him for doing it the right way. Beverly also asked about the use of these little aids that we refer to as belly bands. A very simple piece of fabric with a Velcro fastener. And if I can get Sherlock here. Sherlock, come. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Ow. He wants to go off with his mother, but I'll try to keep him here. I don't like an extensive use of belly bands because you're just kind of masking the behavior rather than trying to prevent. Oh, he's okay. Let's come back up here again, because you're kind of masking the behavior rather than trying to prevent it. But the way a belly band works, it just goes around. You have to make sure that the bottom covers that little anatomical piece that does the spraying. We want to keep this on a PG level at least. And then you use the Velcro fastener, stays on. If you have a dog that's very prolific in his spraying, you may want to put like a sanitary pad in there to soak up the urine that comes out. But if you keep that on him while he's in the house and then take it off when it's time to go out, then that would also be a help. So I hope that answers those questions. Now, I know we've gotten a lot of very kind, sympathetic words about the progress of our floor renovation. I just want to give you a quick update on that. Well, as you can see, our living area is still in an uproar. I had to fence off access to the wooden floor so the dogs wouldn't tread where they don't belong. And you can see that the floors have been repaired, sanded, and stained. That's the good news. The bad news is you'll notice it's somewhat dark in the kitchen, and that's because we ran into some sort of an electrical problem. I don't know if it had anything to do with the 220 volt equipment that the floor company was using. I sincerely hope not, but it has to be fixed. We have an electrician coming, so that's just kind of complicating matters a bit. Well, we're working on getting everything back to normal. I hope it does get that way. The dogs are adapting quite well. They actually like spending time outdoors with us, and the weather has been very, very nice. Right now, it's very nice weather for the beginning of September. It was cool in the morning. It's comfortably warm out here now. Although I feel better in the shade than I do in the sun. But then again, I never was much for hot weather. So anyway, Apple, are you going to say goodbye to the nice people out there? Did you see her nodding her head? Smart girl. Good.